Who would like to improve English? Whom would you like to learn it from? Doesn't it confuse you sometimes if you should use who or whom? Unfortunately, some don't even know that the difference exists. But fortunately, the confusion or ignorance will go away today. With me, of course. So, are we ready? Yes, we are. Who and whom are pronouns. They are actually relative pronouns, but we will not get into all that. So, who and whom are used to link information to another word or sentence in a sentence. It means that they work as linkers in a sentence. They can link two sentences together so that it becomes a little complex sentence. All right, and these are actually also used to make questions, to frame questions, not as linkers but as to frame as questions. So about who and whom, if we talk about its difference, it is who is a subject pronoun. It is used in place of subject. What does it mean? It means that it refers to the subject in a sentence. So subject is a person who takes an action, who does an action. So subject could be a pronoun like I, he, she, it, you, we, they, or noun. All right. So what about whom? Whom is an object pronoun. It is used in place of an object. What does it mean? It means that it refers to the object in a sentence. So like me, him, her, it, you, us, them, we can use whom in place of that. So in general, to tell you that in general, who and whom are used for human beings in general. So we can also use them for animals. So that is a different thing altogether. We can discuss that in some other video, but in general we use them with humans. All right. So another difference, it asks or tells which person performs an action. Of course, I have already told you that. Here, whom, it asks or tells which person receives an action. So here person performs an action in who, and here person receives an action because it is related to object and it is related to subject. So I have already told you that we can frame questions as well as statements. The same with whom. So if we are done with the difference, so how can we use it? So let's come to the confusion part. How do we apply who and whom, and where should we apply them? Because sometimes we get confused. Sometimes people use whom instead of who and who instead of whom. So there is a method. Trust me, if you understand this method, you will have no further problem. Okay, so the method is he or him method. So it's not actually called this way, it's just that I have made this up. And what is this? It means if you put he in a sentence and that sentence is correct, then you will use who. If in a sentence you put him, if that sentence sounds right, then it means you will put whom. So what does it mean? First of all, before I tell you how we can do it, do remember that we apply this method in our mind. So we do not have to write it somewhere down. It has to be done in milliseconds in your mind. Okay. So we will start with who. So example sentence first is who is with you, and here I have told that how you can guess. So this is our which we have to think, and this is our example sentence which you will speak. Okay, so who is with you? So who is with you? If instead of who you use he is with you, or he is with me, suppose you are answering or something. So does it sound right? He is with you or he is with me? Yes, it sounds right. That person is with me, he is with me. So it means we will use who. The second sentence, who will come tomorrow? He will come tomorrow. He will come tomorrow. Does it sound right? Yes, then we will use who. So instead of he, suppose we put him. So him will come tomorrow. Does it sound right? No, of course it does not. So it means you will need to put who, not whom. What about the next one? James is the one who wants to live. So James, so just think, instead of who, put he. So let's hide this one. So we have to put he wants to live. So he wants to live. Does it sound right? Yes, of course it sounds right. So it means we will use who, not whom. So we cannot say James is the one whom wants to live. So see how easy it is. By this time you must have understood about whom as well, but still let's take a look. So whom should I vote? So before I tell you about whom, I want to clear one thing, that we put he here instead of who in the beginning because because who refers to a subject pronoun and subject comes in the beginning, and whom is an object pronoun which comes at the end. So that's why we will put him at the end when we want to guess, when we want to just think in our mind. All right, so the sentence is whom should I vote. So if you answer this whom should I vote, so you can answer I should vote him, right? You can say this way, I should vote him. So it means when you are using him here, it means when you think about that, yes, we should say it like this, I should vote him, then you will use whom in the question, not who. You cannot say who should I vote, you should say whom should I vote. So I should vote him. All right, so just keep that in mind, that you cannot put he here. If you say I should vote he, so it means it is going to be incorrect. So whom will give you this watch to? Whom, so it's not will, you actually give should come here. There was a mistake. So whom will you give this watch to? So this watch will be given to him. So him again. So it means we should use whom, not who. The next one, we wondered whom the book was about. We wondered whom the book was about. So if we say, if we answer, or if we think in our mind, the book was about him. So the book was about him. So if we are using again, if we think that him should be here, then we will use the word whom. So that's what we have to keep in our mind, that what should be used, he or him. We have to think that first in milliseconds, and then we have to frame this. I understand that sometimes it happens, oh, you must be thinking, no, it should, who suits here, not whom in this sentence. Maybe who should I vote, because you usually say that who should I vote, or you must have heard others saying who should I vote. So to remember, that is actually, that has been accepted in spoken English, but that is not correct. That is totally incorrect. We have to speak correctly. So this is the way you can, which this is the way which is right. All right, okay, so the next one is whom is always used after a preposition. If we go further about whom, so whom has actually more if we go in depth, so it has something more in here. So we will take a look at that so that you understand it better and you can use it in a nice way. Whom is always used after a preposition like to, of, with, from. So there are many more, and after that preposition we always use whom, not who. That's to remember. With whom did you go out? So with whom, so with is a preposition and you have to use whom after this. So with whom did you go out? So you can say I went out with him. So whom, I went out with him. So whom sounds better here. And just to inform you that it is actually a formal sentence. So I will let you know more about that later, but still want to tell you that it is a formal sentence. I will let you know why it is formal later on. So in here we can say who did you go out with. So generally you must have heard people saying, or you must be using this way, who did you go out with. It is used in spoken English, but it is wrong. So do remember, it is wrong, it is not right. Okay, the next one is that's the girl for whom I bought this bag. So that's the girl for whom I bought this bag. You see this for is a preposition, we have to use whom. The next one, I have 3 puppies, one of whom is injured. Of is again a preposition, so we are using whom with the preposition of. So you can say I have 3 puppies, one of whom is injured. So that is to remember, and it makes things quite easier for you, I guess. Now, yes, okay. So now about I was telling you about formal sentences. So when can you speak formally if you want to? So this is the way. What is the way? In formal style, what happens when they prepositions are used before whom in a sentence. Prepositions are used before whom, which we did a while ago. In informal style, prepositions are used at the end of the sentence. So here it is end of the sentence, and in formal style we use before whom. Before whom. Okay. So formal, informal sentences. Let's take a look here. This is the man with whom I am learning English. So this is the man with whom. So this is a formal sentence because a preposition with is there before whom. So this is a formal sentence. You can use it with your teachers, with your colleagues, with your boss, or your boss can use it for you. So it's a formal way to say it. So in an informal way, with friends or somebody, you can say this way: this is the man whom I am learning English with. So I'm learning English with him. So you see him. So him, we have to use whom. So that's why this is the man whom I'm learning English with. You can always use that method, he or him method, he and him method, everywhere, so that you do not make any mistake there. So that this is actually, you can say, the best method to apply. So for whom did you draw this? For whom? So for, you see, the preposition is coming before whom. So for whom did you draw this? So this is a formal sentence. So I drew this for him. So him, again, whom will be used. So whom did you draw this for? For is this preposition is there at the end, so it means you cannot, I mean, this is an informal sentence. Now let's come to the next one. Why are we running and from whom are we running? From whom, again, from is coming before whom. So this is a formal sentence. Why are we running and whom are we running from? From is at the end, it means it is an informal sentence. So it's up to you who you are talking to. It's about the situation. So now we are ready to roll here with quiz. And if you do not understand, go back and watch the video again. You will understand it better, but I'm sure that it's not so difficult. It's purely so easy. So let's do some quiz so that you understand it even better and have some more confidence. Okay, so you have to use who or whom. So you have to think whether it should be who or whom in this sentence. Who or whom should I go with for the movie? So think about it first. Answer yourself. I should go for the movie with him. With him. So him is used. So what will be there? Whom. So whom is the answer. Whom should I go with for the movie? So your question should be framed in this way. Whom should I go with for the movie? The next one. The teacher who or whom you recommended is not available. The teacher who or whom you recommended is not available. So let's think about it. The teacher she recommended is not available. So instead of she, so we can put here. So let's read it again. The teacher who or whom you recommended is not available. So it's a little different. Now what you have to do, you see here you recommended. So you have to get rid of you recommended. Just think that you recommended does not exist. So now read it again. The teacher who or whom is not available. So now if you put he instead of who, he is not available. He is not available. So does that sound right? Yes, it does. So it means it should be who. So do not get confused by this sentence, these two words you recommended. Okay, so the next one is I can't decide who or whom should be appointed. I can't decide who or whom should be appointed. So he should be appointed. If I say instead of who, I put he here, so he should be appointed. Does that sound right? Yes, it does. So it should be he. I mean who. So I can't decide who should be appointed. The next one. Jane is the girl who or whom secured the job. Jane is the girl who or whom secured the job. Now, here if you look at it, if you put she, he here, or she, whatever you want, I mean any pronoun, so but we are talking about subject pronoun, so but you can apply the he method, he or him method, and then you can think about the girl here, it's okay, but still you can use, because that you have to think in your mind, you are not going to apply it or write it somewhere, you just have to think it, so you can apply he or him method. So Jane is the girl, so instead of who we apply he secured the job, so he secured the job. Does that sound right? Yes, it does. So it means who will be the answer. Jane is the girl who secured the job. So the next one is who or whom can we turn to in this time of crisis? So who or whom? So we can turn to him. So if we answer, if we think in our mind, we can turn to him in this time of crisis. So him is there. So what should be? It should be whom. The next one is who or whom should I say is calling? Who or whom should I say is calling? Just think like this. I should say he is calling. I should say he is calling. So he is what? He is for who? So who will be the answer? Seventh, she is the girl who or whom I met in the bus. I met, so I met her. I met her or I met him. So just to apply he or him method, that's I'm using him. Otherwise you can also use her. Up to you. So she is the girl who or whom I met in the bus. I met her. So you will use what? You will use whom. She is the girl whom I met in the bus. The next one. Who or whom left this report on my desk? So instead of who, you can put he. So he left this report on my desk. He left this report on my desk. This report on my desk. So he is correct. Does he sound correct? Yes, it does. So who? The next one. I no longer talk the person from whom I bought this building. So let's answer it this way. I bought this building from him. I bought this building from him. So him, what should it be? Whom? Oh, answer is already there, whom. So this is the answer, whom. The next one, the last one. He is fighting with the man who or whom he believes had stolen from his house. So it's the same one here. If we look at the second one, you recommended, I asked you to ignore it. So ignore the same here, he believes. So ignore he believes. So he's fighting with the man who or whom had stolen from his house. So he had stolen from his house. He had stolen. If you put he instead of who, he had stolen from his house. So he had stolen. So he has stolen from his house. So it means he means who. So who is correct. So he is fighting with the man who he believes had stolen from his house. So I hope that everything is clear to you now, and it was not so difficult for sure. So then, okay then, do remember to subscribe the channel, take care of yourself, and like and share the video. Okay.